Hey, job seeker, I've got a question for you. Would you like to land roles before they're even posted online? If so, one of the keys to help you do that are informational interviews. Today we're going to talk about what informational interviews are and how to use them effectively as a job search strategy in your networking toolkit. Let's dive into it. Hey, my name is Jeff Perry, leadership and career development expert, author of The Intentional Engineer and The Intentional Career Guide to Professional Networking. Today we're talking about informational interviews. Here's the thing. I've done hundreds of online presentations, and whenever I talk about networking and informational interviews, I often ask who here has conducted an informational interview. And here's a sobering fact is that over half of the people that I ask in these presentations, this is hundreds and hundreds of people now, probably thousands, say no, they've never had an informational interview. So if that's you, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to identify someone and ask for an informational interview and conduct it within the next week. Okay? That's maybe a little bit of a stretch goal for you, but it's going to push you to do that. But let's talk about what information interviews are and how to make them effective. Okay. So what is an information interview? It's just a conversation where you, as the job seeker or a person that's trying to network with them, is the one primarily asking the question. So you got to get curious, you got to do some research and ask great questions to help you uncover insights into the industry, into this person. You want to learn about their story and how they got where they are, and learn more about the job market and other things that you're curious about, right? So you are gathering information, interviewing them to help you do that. But through that, you're building a relationship with someone. And by the way, you're not doing this just to say, hey, can you help me get a job? You're doing this to build a relationship, which is a key foundation for any of your networking approaches and strategies and actions that you take. All right, so if you are convinced that having some informational interviews is something you'd like to do, let's talk about 4 things that you can do to identify and conduct a great informational interview. Number 1 is to identify the right people. You can do this through LinkedIn. If there's people that you really admire that you want to connect with, reach out, ask a question, see if they're willing to chat. Maybe there's someone in a particular company that you would love to work for. Maybe there's alumni from your school that you'd like to talk to. Or maybe you go to events and you talk with someone and you say, hey, could we have another conversation follow up? All sorts of ways that you can identify cool people you want to talk to, and you just got to make the ask. And that's really number 2 is reaching out. You don't want to be pushy. You just want to say, hey, I'm curious about, insert specific things that you are curious about, learning from them. You feel like they'd be able to add value and share with you and explain why you're really interested in them, and get curious and say, hey, could we have 20, 30 minutes? Ideally, you'd want to be in person. A lot of times people aren't willing to do that on a first try. Then get to a video call or maybe just a phone call, but you'd love to have a conversation rather than just doing an email or LinkedIn message exchange. Step 3 is making sure that you prepare for the interview with great questions to ask. Now, you don't want to be a robot about this and say, well, question 1 is, I'm curious about this. Can you tell me more about your experience in this realm or this industry? No, you don't want to be robotic about it. It still needs to be conversational, but the more questions you have prepared about their career, about the industry, about the things that you really want to dig into, the better you'll be able to ebb and flow and get through during that conversation. Step 4 now is to have something to do after the fact. So make sure that you follow up, but I'd love to make sure that you ask the question, is there anyone else that you would recommend that I talk to? So that they might refer you to someone else, maybe make an introduction, and also ask the question, are there any particular actions that you would recommend that I take? So now this gives you something to do and take action on, and then follow up with them when you've done those things. So what that does is it keeps the relationship and the conversation going instead of just a one informational interview. Thanks so much, see you later, probably never talk to you again. But it keeps that relationship burning in a positive way and keeping positive momentum. So once again, if you have never done an informational interview, I invite you to take this challenge to have one in the next week. If you have done an informational interview or multiple, but it's been a little while, maybe take the same invitation and do some more. Or if you're doing them all the time, fabulous. 2 thumbs up. You're probably not still watching this video because you're a pro at it. And that's great. I'm so proud of you. But if you do need some work and help on this and other things career-wise, I'd love to talk with you. Please reach out. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video. Always sharing new content and ideas to help you intentionally grow your career. And I hope to see you on the next video. And let me know if I can help in any way. Thanks so much.